Well, again, thank you all so very, very much, all our guests, for being here today. It's a wonderful day for Roncalli High School, Grandparents' Day every year, and I'm sure that the students appreciate you being here. Those grandparents who were able to attend, it's just a neat thing for us to understand, to appreciate those who are so important in our lives, isn't it? But sometimes, I guess, we maybe fail to do that. You know, I thought about that in the tragedy that occurred in Las Vegas this past Sunday when Dan Weldon was killed very tragically in that 15-car pileup at Las Vegas Speedway. Many wonderful things were saying about that young man, all true of which I know. I happen to know a gentleman who is on his pit crew. He changes the left front tire. This gentleman's a friend of mine, and he was so excited as I was with him last Thursday, and he was leaving that afternoon to go to Las Vegas to be with Dan Weldon, to be in his pit crew. And that terrible occurrence took place. I know Bob was telling me all kinds of great things. This was before Sunday. Bob was telling me all the great things about this young man, his wife, 2 little boys. And, it's just too bad we all don't do that, I guess. We don't tell people those type of things while they're with us, Guess maybe we don't do that enough. I don't know. Today's an opportunity, I think, for all of us to say something of appreciation and thanks to all of you people for all the good that you do for so many, many people here in our community on the south side of Indianapolis. I just thank you all so much for being here today. You mean so much to our students, to our faculty, to Mr. Hollowell, Mr. Weisenbach, all our teachers. I just want to tell you that you're very special to us. What you do for us, for our community, for these students and these bleachers is wonderful. I appreciate you all very, very much for being here today and all that you do for our parishes, all that you do for a very special place in my heart, Roncalli High School. As I mentioned, we're going to think a little bit today about St. Luke. Luke was a Greek. He came to learn about Jesus. He never knew Jesus. But he learned about Jesus particularly from St. Mark and also from St. Paul, of what Paul learned and understood about Jesus after his conversion. And Luke was converted to our faith. He was a physician. And as a physician, he was very much impressed with what he learned about Jesus, about how much Jesus loved the poor, how he reached out to the ill, how much respect he had for women. In the Jewish and Roman culture back then, women were not respected very much. They were kind of put at the bottom of the rung of the ladder, so to speak. Well, the Greeks never thought of women that way. Obviously, Jesus never thought of women that way. Because Jesus reached out to women, sometimes to the surprise, even to the upset of some of those who were around him. That's the type of guy Luke was, I think. And he taught Jesus mainly to the non-Jewish community, to what we call the Gentiles. He was a great, great teacher of our faith. He was very much looked up to. He was respected by the early church for what he did. And he wrote, as you probably know, also the Acts of the Apostles, which is really the earliest church history account of our faith that we have. And Luke was responsible for that. It starts really with the resurrection of Jesus all the way up to the death of St. Paul. And that's all included. In a wonderful way, he described the early church in that first century of our faith. As I said, he was very, very much looked up to. I thought about that as he was looked up to in that early Christian community, as he taught the faith by the way he lived. You grandparents are very much like Luke. Obviously, you're very, very much looked up to by those folks in the bleachers. You're very much looked up to by our administration, by myself, by our faculty and staff. And the reason we look up to you, you see, is because of the faith that you have, the love that you've exhibited for your family. That's something I think very special, it really is. Roncalli High School is indeed a very, very special place. I had the opportunity to be part of Roncalli High School from 1974 to 1985, and then about 6 years ago now, Mr. Hollowell and Mr. Weisbach asked me to come back as their chaplain. That was a gift, I can tell you that. That was a gift to me. You folks are certainly a gift to all of us. We look up to you. We thank you. As I said, you guys are very much like Luke. You spread the gospel of Jesus. Luke wrote it, preached it. You guys live it and preach it every day by what you do and say. For Roncalli High School, for your grandchildren, really for the community here on the South Side. And I just think, thinking about what happened out in Las Vegas on Sunday, I just thought about that. It's so sad that we don't tell people how important they are to us. These kids on the bleachers are very important to me, I can tell you that. I kind of reached to the age a bit over retirement, but I don't know when I'm going to retire. I'm not really interested in it right now, thank God. But I could have retired 2 years ago. But one of the main reasons I didn't was certainly because of the love I received at St. Cloud Parish, but also by the goodness I see exhibited in those kids in the bleachers. They give me a lot of life. They give me a lot of strength. They give me a lot of reason to be part of something very special here at Roncalli High School. You folks give me a lot of reason to be here as well, because I see your commitment. I see what you do for our parishes, what you do for our community here at Roncalli High School. And you just need to know that, I think. I'm sure a lot of people will tell you that. I just want to be one to tell you that today. You're very, very special to us. And what you mean to us and what you're about is exactly what St. Luke was about. Namely, living your faith, being very positive in your outlook about the ideas and values Jesus has taught us. Just about 8 days ago, we celebrated the feast of Pope John the 23rd on Roncalli. There were two things that a reporter asked him one day, Pope, what is it that makes people happy, do you think? What is it that makes you happy? And without hesitation, Roncalli, Pope John the 23rd, said to the reporter, there's two things. Two things in your life will make you happy. The first one is make sure you pray every day. And secondly, be good to the people around you. Great advice, don't you think? Pray every day. Be good to the people around you. May Pope John the 23rd help us and pray for us, help us to do exactly that. And may we continue to put the ideas and values of the man Luke into our lives. And again, God bless you, God grandparents, for all that you do for so many, many people. God bless you.